All right. Welcome to a new episode of the DFosPodcast. It's been a minute, but we are back. We are broadcasting live from Gorilla Cross Studios, the premier podcast studio in downtown Las Vegas. Got my man Quan on the board. And on today's show, we have two special guests. We have Marquetta Deville and King Jermaine Jones. How y'all doing today?
Good morning. We're doing great. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate y'all for stopping through, man. I want to holler at y'all. You know, I know you before, and I met King the first time, only one time, but I seen his shine when I met him. And I said, anybody that called himself King, he got to be about something. So I said, let me pull him up. So when I pulled him up, he was official. You know what I mean? Man. So let me give you a little backstory. Marquetta Deville, known affectionately as the Real Estate Auntie, is an international speaker, author, educator, and founder of The Wealth Mindset. King Jermaine Jones is a self-made millionaire, venture capitalist, empowerment speaker, philanthropist, founder of Dr. Fish Spa and the Millionaire Mindset Movement. So just a little welcome, their introduction. So again, how y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Great. Okay, I understand you was coming from you said a community event or something earlier?
Yes, we're part of it's called AFP, Americans for Prosperity.
Okay.
It's Battle-Born Leaders, and so today was our graduation for the first quarter, and all the students got to get a brand new pair of shoes for their dedication to the program. They come every Friday for 2 hours and learn leadership skills.
Oh, that's good. How long y'all been involved in that?
For about 4 months now.
Is that right?
Yes, since school started.
Okay. That's solid. And so what is the basis of it? What do they teach people leadership and like just skills like that?
Yes. So it's leadership skills. They learn public speaking, door knocking. It's for youth, I want to say middle to high school, so 11 to 18. They meet every Friday and they build relationships. They've done door knocking to help constituents with campaigning on their journey throughout the election season. So,
okay. Yeah, we're right in the middle of that too.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And so, Marky, I know you, and just explain. You give us a little background on you. You come from a real estate background, right?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And you're kind of, I know you've been partnering and championing this whole wealth mindset movement. So, give us a little brief introduction on your background and how you got to where you at now.
Thank you. So my quick story is that a few years ago, I didn't really have the mindset to step out in front and lead a movement of any type. Okay. I was behind the scene. And so someone saw what I was doing behind the scenes, and I was awarded one of the top 50 women to watch.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so from that, it happened in New Jersey. I came back to Las Vegas, and I changed my mindset while in New Jersey. And with that new formed mindset, I came back and initiated the wealth mindset movement. Okay. And so with the wealth mindset, I started a brunch series, which turned into a conference, which is now turned into a partnership that is now called the Millionaire Wealth Mindset.
Okay, so it just kind of grew from there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And it started, I know you got a little experience in corporate America, and you took those skills and kind of transferred them into your own thing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It was funny because our event that we were at this morning was at the Boulevard Mall. Okay. And so as we were passing by Bath and Body Works, I was just telling King, I said, Limited Brands has one of the best management training programs, and they're the umbrella of like Bath and Body Works, White Barn Candle Shop, Victoria's Secrets. And so, yes, I have an extensive background in management, corporate America, and I've transformed that into my own business. And so I went from lens crafters after 10 years and started in real estate. And so now I am the real estate auntie.
That's good. I like how you came up with that real estate auntie too. Yes. I like that. So King, what's up with you, Brian? Really met you. I met you the one time at church, man, when you came through.
Indeed.
But I understand, man. You from the D, right?
Born and raised.
Okay, shout out to the D, man.
So,
okay, what part of the D, man?
I'm from the West Side.
Okay, you know anything about 7 Mile, anything like that?
Indeed.
Okay,
my daughter, she
lived.
Yep, she used to live on where her mother still live over there off 7 Mile in Southfield. I'm born and raised on Linwood and Dexter.
Okay. Yeah. How long you been out in Vegas, man?
A little over 6 years now.
Oh, for a minute then, huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You still got family back there?
Yes, still got family there.
Okay.
Moved family down here, so you know, we're making the transition.
What made you move out this way, out west, man, from that way?
I moved out for business.
Okay,
So I moved out in March of 19, and I opened up March of 19. So I've been
So
grinding.
you hit the ground.
Hit the ground running. Indeed.
Understand, man, you got a robotics background engineer, right? And robotics engineer background?
Yes, yes, yep. I went back to school. I came from a lot of ups and downs in my life, you know, and I made a bad decision that I had to do about 5 years, a little over 5 years being incarcerated. And upon coming home, it was a little difficult to find a job.
Yeah.
So I went back to school and made myself a demand. I researched what was the highest demand at the time, and it was robotics at the time. And I went into school for it. And upon graduating from Macomb College, I had a job, and I worked there. I worked in robotics for about 5 years. I worked for some of the top companies from Ford, Chrysler, GM, all the way up to Mercedes-Benz and Tesla. And I learned a lot, you know. So that's what actually catapulted my life. You know, that's what actually changed my life, because I took the finances from that and invested back into myself.
Stacked the money from that. That was probably a good paying job at robotics, man.
Oh, very good. They pay very well.
Was it hard to kind of leave that? Was like, man, this is good, I'm good, but you always had that entrepreneurial aspiration? Or
Yeah, I definitely always had the entrepreneurial aspirations, but it's limited, you know. I was at the top of my sphere, you know. My top paying was about $200,000 a year annually, and
that's still good bread for to be on the job.
Real good money,
but it was like
money.
a ceiling.
It's
though,
a
right?
ceiling though, and that was the thing, and
yeah.
it was a high demand too. You know, sometimes I was working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, so I wanted to be able to live a legacy, you know, and be able to pass something down. Now, even though I could teach her robotics, which I'm in the process of starting a course with teaching my daughter now robotics, but it wasn't something that I can pass her a job down.
You can't, right?
You know,
right.
it's hard to do that.
Because
So
that's somebody else's gig.
that part.
That's
Indeed.
true. I feel you on that. And so, what led to starting the Wealth Mindset brand? What led to that? You said you came from that conference or whatever. So I know you said you wanted to redefine. I was listening to one of your talks. You wanted to redefine wealth. So where did that come from? You want to empower others or what?
Yes. And so when I got back from New York or New Jersey, one of the things that happened to me over there is I was in a breakout room, and in the breakout room, I was asked the question, who is Marquetta Deville? And of course, I got excited and I gave the same spiel that I would always give, right? I was like, oh, I am the founder of the largest Black-owned real estate company in Nevada. And then I started to rattle off who my husband at the time was. And then I started to rattle off all these things, but nothing really said who I was.
Who you specifically
and that was a gut check in that moment, because I knew what I did for everybody, and I was so used to putting everyone else to the forefront. From the fruits of my labor, I would go and make everything look great. And so I said in that moment, I said, God, when I get back to Vegas, I am going to initiate something. And I said, if you fund it, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And so when I got back, I got a $40,000 grant. And with that grant, I started the Wealth Mindset Brunch series. And I was so uncomfortable talking in public, on the radio. It was just not my comfort
zone. It's like you got to move through that uncomfortable zone in that period, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta move through that. Yeah.
So when I started the brunches sold out. And then I was like, well, I got to do the next level. And every level was so uncomfortable. And I feared every single level of it. And when in that fear, on one of my note cards that I put on the tables during the brunch, it said that you have to, what was it? Something about moving even in the uncomfortable times, right? Fear would not hold me back. And so every time I wanted to back up and be like, okay, I'm just not going to do this, I had to remember I made a promise to God. I didn't promise it to me. I didn't promise it to my family. Like, this was a promise that I made to God. So that catapulted me to new levels, and now you can't shut me up.
Yeah, that's what it should be about. That's what it should be about.
For sure.
Okay, and so this year's conference, what can we expect? I know y'all said it's happening in January, right?
Yes.
January, right?
January.
And y'all leveled up. When I first seen y'all, it was at the Cox Pavilion,
Yes.
right? And so now it's at Thomas and Mack. And so how did that happen? Y'all just more capacity or what? What made y'all move it to Thomas and Mack?
We got a good reception. You know, a lot of people was excited about it. We had a lot of interest in it as well too. We had some great relationships that we developed along the way. One of the biggest ones is with King Week. Okay. And now we are part of the King Parade, and
because that's going to be the month that Martin Luther King, like that whole week.
Yes,
So that's good right there.
So we're going to be the day before the actual parade. So it's going to be the kickoff to the parade. Okay. So we developed some great relationships. You know, one of the parts was interfaith. You know, and now we're going to have a platform to where all of the different faith backgrounds can come together, and we wanted a venue that was big enough to hold, you know, as many as we could.
So you incorporating like the faith-based communities with the financial. Okay,
indeed.
Okay,
I know another big part was Martin Luther King. You know, before he passed, he was speaking really heavily on financial literacy, controlling our dollar. You know, the boycotting and controlling our dollar, the power of our dollar, and all of that. So we want to be able to kind of join that concept, you know, that movement in the sense of educating people on the power of their dollar and how to first get their dollar up, but also how to unify their dollar and use it in the right capacity.
That's big. And I know, you know, we all know for him, you know, Martin Luther King for the I Got a Dream speech, but what really went deeper is that when he started talking about equality.
That part.
And so a lot of people don't know, it was like, he wanted peace, but he was talking about financial equality.
Right.
And that's what kind of shook the whole thing with him. So that's big that y'all kind of picking that up and bridging the gap and connecting those dots
and
that.
Carrying that. That's a heavy burden to carry too, because we spend a lot of money, y'all. And
well, they say blacks are the biggest consumers, but we don't own nothing but sweat.
That part.
Right.
You know.
2 trillion, I believe, somewhere up in the
That's
trillions.
insane, man.
Insane when you think about it, but so it's a little so far fetched to where most people don't understand the value or the impact of $2 trillion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they just look at their $5 or their $100.
But you add it up over time. I'll give you a perspective. They said, now you said 2 trillion, right? Then they said Elon Musk is about to become the first trillionaire. And we spend 2 trillion. This dude's about to be a trillionaire by himself.
Right.
So that's money like we need to capture. And you know, they say the black dollar, not to make this about race, but just what it is, it leaves our community faster than any other community.
Absolutely.
See, I got a big part. I really want to talk about that. I got a question, even for you, right? And I pose this. Well, this is live. It's going live.
It's live. Yeah, we live.
Can we see any of the responses from any of the people?
We can. Yeah.
Can we ask the people how much percent of ownership that Elon Musk have in Tesla?
Right. Yeah.
Do anybody know that and that's watching, or even yourself? How much percent do you think that he actually own of Tesla?
I don't think, from what I understand, he doesn't own a lot because he's kind of like he's kind of more of a manager of it, right? Okay. From what I understand, I think he owns a small percentage of it, but you rather own a small percent of a big piece of pie than try to own the whole thing.
Man, that's powerful. That's powerful, right, in yourself. Did any of the customers say anything?
Not yet. I just put it out there.
Okay.
But what is your go ahead?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into it, and then we can piggyback on top of it. But the concept is, I really want people to understand he only owned less than 15% of Tesla.
But
and now he's a trillionaire. Yes, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Most people don't talk about that because in our communities, we had to own 100% of it. This is mine. I own all of this.
Yeah.
So we got to change that thought process, of them having to own everything yourself. We got to learn how to partnership and work together and give percentages away. Because the more now we both win. You see what I'm saying? And he created a concept that so many people can win win from it, he became almost like you just said a trillionaire.
But he don't have to own all.
He don't gotta own all of it. Steve Jobs was the same way. He owned less than 1% of Apple.
But if the pie is big enough,
that's the key. That's the key. And that just ties back in when you talk about the Thomas and Mack. We wanted to create a pie that's big enough where everybody can eat from. You know, especially in our communities, when we do things and we attempt to come together, the pie don't be big enough, man. Everybody hungry. Everybody got our bills and we got our habits. And
all we get is the crust of the pie. Like, hold on, man. I want a real piece of the pie.
I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. For real. So we wanted to create an opportunity so everybody can eat, man. And that's real big for us. We're trying to partner with everybody. We got operations or connections and conversations going with
a lot of corporate heavy sponsorship.
Yes. We met with MGM. We met with NAACP, the 100 Black Men. I mean, we're just partnering. Some new with some new marketing. I mean, it's a bunch of them,
That's
man.
Huge.
We're really just trying to create that platform where everybody can get on. Even the local vendors. You know, we want to get them exposure to. They ain't never been able to perform or be able to set up at Thomas and Mack in front of 18,000 people.
That's major.
So we want to create that and allow other people to benefit from that as well. So they can. We want to set the platform so they can see this is what it's like when we really come together. This is what we can really do. So this is with God's willing that this is something that can really change the paradigm. You know, this is we want a paradigm shift. You know, and with us being attached to King Week and the Martin Luther King Parade, this is going to be the whole thing. We want this to be annual. So every year you think about the King, you're going to think about
coming up. And that's a good way to set off the year.
That part,
top of the year. You know what I mean? What can we expect from this year's conference? Is it workshops? Is it any like speakers? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, and I think can I backtrack?
Backtrack. Go ahead.
Only because so I started the Wealth Mindset Conference. King had the Millionaire Mindset Conference. And so we decided this year we actually decided this at King Week.
Yes, that's a true story too. That's not a coincidence.
We were at one of the events for King Week. And so we ran into each other and we got to talking. And so he was like, I was going to reach out. I wanted to talk to you. And he said, I had your card in my truck for like a year. I'm like, what? For what? But it's so funny that this is like full circle. I literally was thinking about that when he was talking. So that's where the birth of the Millionaire Wealth Mindset Conference came about, because he was going to do the Millionaire Mindset Conference here in Las Vegas, and I was going to run back the Wealth Mindset
so you might as well
Conference.
Just bridge them together.
We bridged it together, and it was funny because it took me probably a couple of days or a week or weeks, because he was like, well, you've done probably $500 people with your conference. And I was like, so we can do it again. We can do it at the Red Rock. We'll do it together. And he was like, nah, man, we need 5,000. I was like, what?
Need to do it bigger. Okay. Where can they, let's do a plug on the conference right now. Where can they get tickets and more information about it?
So right now, because we're in transition of
is it
going
Eventbrite link or
Eventbrite? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to post a link. Let me see if I can pull it off your page.
And it'll be back on UNLV, I think, next week. UNLV tickets, it'll be back up next week. Y'all be able to get the tickets from there. But also, we do Eventbrite right now because we made the transition from the Cox Pavilion over to the Thomas and Mack. So it's a lot more that goes into it that we didn't know with seating and
a whole lot more
on the back end. So they're updating everything. So it'll be back live next week.
Okay. And you will be one of the speakers at the
Yes.
It's a one-day event, or
it's a one-day event.
And what time does it start?
Action-packed.
Okay.
It starts at 8 a.m. because we're going to do the interfaith service to kick it off. So it'll be a service, praise, worship.
Oh, it'll be the whole.
Yes. Get a whole piece of the pie coming to the Millionaire Wealth Mindset Conference. Okay. Yes.
Let me find. Okay, and then it's gonna be like from 8 to what? Like what is it like?
It's actually all day.
All day.
So So to break it down, the conference is really focusing on the top 3 ways to build wealth. And so, of course, the mindset is the first piece that you need in wealth building. It wasn't until I changed my mindset that I knew what I was really, what I was really capable of. And so the mindset piece is a huge part of the conference. And then we're going to break down into the top 3 ways to build wealth, which is real estate, stock investment, and entrepreneurship. And so with that, each breakout room, we are expecting whichever room you choose, you will leave with some action put into place that day. You're not coming in and taking a notebook full of great ideas back
and don't
home
do nothing with it.
and don't do nothing with it. So
that's gonna be
Activation Alley is a major part of the Millionaire Wealth Mindset Conference.
That's good. What do y'all think? A question, both y'all can answer this. What do you think are some of the biggest barriers to building wealth? You first.
Man, I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna kind of go back. I hate to, stay on that because it is a lot of different barriers. But I'm gonna stay on the fact of us coming together.
The
unifying.
unity piece.
Yes,
Okay.
And that affects us in so many ways. That I felt like we need to be the example. In high school, my mascot was the Trailblazers. So I've always felt like I had to be the sacrificial lamb or the the Trailblazers. So I put my own pride aside. I put my own brand aside. It was Millionaire Mindset Movement. Put my brand aside, my own pride aside, and partnered with somebody. And then not only partner with her, we made it bigger than us. We're providing a platform for other people, to get on. So it's like we're really just showing that we have to work together. There's no way to get to that next level without us working together.
Without the unity.
On that strip, man, they do $34.8 billion a year. And the 2 major powerhouses is MGM and Caesars. They don't do that by being independent.
Yes, that's true.
It doesn't matter if you're going to Mandalay Bay, if you're going to Luxor, you're going to Excalibur, New York, Park MGM, all of that is going back to MGM.
It's going back.
Yes, to one company, one corporation.
Because they own
own
all of it.
Caesars own the other half. They own the Horseshoe.
It's
they
like
own
2
the
or 3,
Flamingo.
1 or 2 companies that own almost the whole strip.
80% of it, 90% of it. So we have to understand that and then implement it the same way. If we can do this the right way with everybody joining on board, you have a beautiful platform here with the podcast. You could be there shooting live from there. These is 2 totally different industries that can continue to benefit each other.
Together.
Yes.
I feel
and that's what it's here for. Now this brings DFos to in front of 18,000 people. Maybe a platform that you still going to reach, but maybe we can help contribute or help play a factor in getting there a little faster.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
That is true.
And it doesn't matter if somebody's selling cupcakes or
well, you can't sell cupcakes.
We can't do food. They real strict on there.
Whatever they doing.
Whatever they doing. Literally,
but they might have financial services. They might have some information.
Insurance company, banking companies. Man, it doesn't matter what you do. Even if they is selling cupcakes, they could sell some flyers or put some flyers out there and introduce people to it. You know what I'm saying? We got to get in front of this many people at one time so we have a better chance at putting our product. We working with one lady that has a tutoring company that's tutoring my child now, and now we put her in front of this platform. Now her whole tutoring company can just blow up.
Get more visibility and everything.
And that's how we got to work together, man, on using our platforms to help each other. And that's the major reason. And you asked that question was, what's one of the biggest hurdles? And I believe that is one of our biggest hurdles because we be programmed to not work with each other.
Everybody want to do their own thing.
And now we got to change that paradigm, and show them that, man, at a millionaire status, and I've been blessed to be able to make it. So my voice should hold a little weight versus, somebody who haven't reached that. You know what I'm saying? So
because you got the proof.
I'm showing it proven. 6 years in running. I made my first million in 2021. So me being able to do that now, I feel like my word have a little bit bit more weight. You know,
Carries
so
a lot more weight.
If I'm telling you to come on, let's work together.
Yeah.
You know, you don't got to worry about. I'm not trying to backdoor you. You hear me? I'm not trying to steal the little pennies. You know, I ain't trying to take no money from you. I'm trying to really help us get to that next bag. So that's the biggest thing. You know, as one of our biggest hurdles. But we're hoping to be able to change that with this conference to show that the power is in us working together.
Community, unity. What do you think, Marquetta? What is your thing? One of the biggest barriers to building wealth.
I am going to say opportunity. Well, first, let me backtrack because even backtracking. I would say it goes back to the mindset.
The mindset. That's where it starts at, right?
Yeah,
that's where it starts.
You have to first believe and see yourself with it, and so. And then I would say opportunity, because the resources are there, the education is there. It's either self-defeating because you don't believe that you can do it, or it's you just haven't been exposed to the opportunity. And so I believe that at the conference, that is going to be a way that we can give back, is to present you with opportunities that you would not have had before. We're getting exposed to opportunities every meeting we have, every door we go through. There's new opportunities. King was at one event yesterday and I was at school working. And so these two ladies came in from the county and I was like, oh, I got this conference, and I'm telling them all about the conference. And she was like, okay, let's talk. Let's see how we can partner together, because we have X, Y, and Z. And then she said she worked with a re-entry program. And I was like, oh, King would be great to talk to those men in the re-entry program. And she was like,
it's trying to re-enter into society, right? Okay, yeah. So that's a perfect fit, like for what you've been through, man.
Definitely. And I think I've been through it. So I think one of the biggest things when you go through things like that is seeing somebody else who has went through it too. You know, right? Because everybody got something to say about it. You know, everybody
do.
Hey, all you got to do is do this, or all you got to do is do that, and it's different, man. When
you've actually been through it, you really got to.
And you speaking from experience, then I think that a person is a little more receptive to that. You know, and I think is major. You know, for them to be able to see. I not just me, but particularly me, because I've been through it, you know, and still reached a certain level of success. So it definitely aligns, and that's really important to me. Not just the people that's been incarcerated, but excuse me, the youth as well too, because I was a troubled youth. I used to get in trouble a lot, you know. So I want to be able to show them too that. That it's okay, you know, you could still be good. Not just them, but the teachers. I was called bad so many times. I started to believe them. You know what I'm saying? So when I started to believe them, that was really bad, because I remember, you know what I'm saying? It's all downhill.
Then that'll feed into your mindset, and then it'll kind of like spiral, you know?
All facts. So I think that's important too. But yeah, it definitely connected right into it. And the ironic part is a lot of things that we do just sync like that too. You know, a lot of the people she meet versus the people I may meet that already know her or know of her, and or what we're doing. I think it's really creating
just
a whole
the networking
level.
Aspect of it. You know what I think? Here's what I say a lot. Like I look at people not in a user way, but everybody's like an outlet, like a power. You never know what they plugged into.
Right.
You plugged into them, like, okay, I didn't know you know this, and they plugged into other stuff. But once y'all all connected together, you don't know, it expands your network. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna come right back. I'm gonna tap into your entrepreneurial journey and ask you about a few things. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break right quick. We'll be right back on the D.Fos podcast.
All right.
Providing our photo booth services for all celebrations and occasions. It's thememorybooth.com. Let us help you celebrate those special moments, your birthdays, corporate events, family reunions, wedding receptions, and any other thing you might think of that you want to not only live the moment, but master the moment and capture the moment. Thememorybooth.com. Now booking.
White Table LV, a stylish design and event occasion company, putting the touches on your events or special occasions that'll make them ones to remember. You can find them on Facebook at White Table LV, also on Instagram at White Table LV. Book today and make your event one to remember.
Okay, we are back on the D.Fos podcast with Marquetta Deville and King Jermaine Jones talking about the Wealth Mindset Conference and what it means to have a wealth mindset. King, I want to tap into your entrepreneurial journey, man, because I know you own the owner of, is it Dr. Fish Spa?
Dr. Fish Spa.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And explain how long you had that?
So Dr. Fish Spa, we started in 2019.
Okay, and from what I understand, you got 6 locations now?
Well, no, we have one flagship. It's in Planet Hollywood, Miracle Mile Shops inside of Planet Hollywood. But at our peak, we were at 6 locations all on the strip. So I was in a fashion show at one time too. So imagine going from one location to 6 locations in less than 2 years.
That's crazy,
So
man, to be able to scale at that
scale
level.
that fast. I went from the first year we did $250,000, the second year we did $500,000, the third year we did 1.75.
Wow,
so
man.
it was crazy.
Yeah, and what is that? Is it like I think I pulled it up. It's like a foot spa, like where they go get their feet. So how did you get into that, man? How did you tap into that, man?
Another thing, so just tying that back in, I'm gonna piggyback off Marquetta, going back again. But when I was programming robots, so what I did was by my third year I started doing contracts. So what the contract is, you work for about 2-3 months, real heavy, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, but then I'm off.
Then
I'm done. So I can do whatever I want to do until I pick up another contract. I gotta, choose to pick up another contract. So what I did was, a young lady I was dating at the time, she was a flight attendant. I traveled. I traveled the world. And I've been blessed to see all types of countries, man, and all kind of things.
Get exposure. Yeah.
So that's one of the major things that I talk about real heavy is traveling. You gotta go see what's going on, man. You gotta see what's going on out in the world. And amongst me traveling to multiple countries, the first place I seen it was in Cabo, then I seen it in Cancun, then I seen it in Belize. Went over to Greece. They got full body tanks that come all the way up to your neck. So I kept seeing it, and then the first time, I ain't gonna lie, the first time I didn't even do it. She like, let's try this. I'm not putting my feet in
the foot spa thing.
In the fish spa. Yeah,
it looks like, man, like people really pay for pampering themselves, right?
Listen,
Yes.
It's multi-layered though. Because what I've learned after that too, because I didn't do it the first or the second time, but by the third and fourth time, the lines was wrapped around the corner to get it done. So one thing that I realized is, man, people really like this. I end up trying it and doing it and liking it. It turns out that they have a special enzyme. It's it's an elixir in their mouth. It's where it's called diethanol. That has softening and healing elements. So
and that's in the water.
Nope, that's in the fish.
Oh,
that's in their mouth.
Okay.
And that's what actually heals your feet. So it's a big myth that you think that they eat the dead skin off. They don't eat it. They have no teeth whatsoever. It's a toothless fish. But they have this natural elixir. It's kind of like aloe vera. So when you break the plant aloe vera and then the alloy comes out, it's a healer. It's the same thing. So when they kiss on it,
eat that fish?
No, do I eat it? No, they kiss it on. They when they kiss you, it releases that enzyme into your feet.
Oh,
it's like rubbing that alloy.
So the fish are actually in the
water.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Okay, I follow. Okay.
So you put your feet in there, they get that coming up, and they get the kissing on your feet. When they kiss on it, release that enzyme into your feet, and it heals your feet, just as it would if you cracked the plant open and aloe vera plant, and the alloy comes out, and you just rubbed it on your feet. It's the exact same thing. So they're like the doctors of the ocean. So they swim up. It's the same fish that swim up on like the sharks and the whales, they kiss and they heal them. So they know not to eat them fish because they know them the ones that help us. So we ain't gonna eat them. It's the same thing, and I've seen it work in other countries, and all I did is copy and paste it. I took it from there and put it over here. So, and it worked, man.
It worked. But what made you, like, it's big to jump on the strip because you knew the traffic, or what made you target that right off the bat?
Yeah, it's that traffic, man. And then you talked about earlier about what's one of the major things that stop us, being careful who we share our dreams with.
Yeah,
that's a big one. The rent at Fashion Show Mall when I first started in 2019, it was $13,000 a month. And when I told that, I was still short when it was time for me to come out here. I spent over $200,000 when I invested into the business and relocating out here. My first and last month rent was $26,000. I didn't have it all. I talked to my parents at the time, and I'm like, "Hey, can I get a loan? I need this."
You was funding your dream, though. You funding it,
indeed. And they couldn't see the vision. They thought I was the craziest thing ever.
Man, what you investing in that for?
What? You about to quit your career? And you about to move to the other side of the country to play with fishes? What? What is wrong with you?
They can't see that, man. They just think. And you know what's crazy is that as we grew up and we were raised, and our parents, I mean, nothing against them, but they teach us to get a good job and retire, right?
Yes.
But by the time it's time to implement that information, it's probably outdated.
Right.
Because you're talking about 20, 30 years down the line and things change. You know what I mean? So salute to that, brother. I mean salute to that, man. That's huge, man. That's huge.
It was difficult too. And that's the part like I love to talk about as well too, is the rough part,
Yeah.
We was out here, we wasn't making no money, bro. My first month, my first few months, my first year was rough. I made $250,000 the first year, but shoot, rent alone.
Expenses, overhead.
Yeah, overhead was a little over $200,000 by itself. So I didn't make nothing. We don't make no money that day. I don't eat that day. It was that rough. Some nights I had to sleep in the spot at the mall.
At least it's your spot, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, for sure. But it's all blessings, man. It turned out to be really cool. Shaquille O'Neal actually came into one of my locations.
Is that right?
Did the service, man. Posted it on his Instagram. Posted it on, talked about it on TNT.
This seems like a real, upper level type thing. You know what I mean? That's what I like about it.
You got to think that most people don't get a chance to go to Thailand. They don't get the chance to go to Belize or to Greece. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're bringing exotic, traveling destinations here. You see what I'm saying? And that was the angle that we went at it, with present it. And it's the same thing. We want to be able to teach other people how to do it too. I didn't just roll the dice and pick Vegas. It was strategic. I really did the research
and all that. That's huge. That's huge.
It's a thing that you can Google what people is Googling.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Find out, right?
Find out what they're searching. Yeah,
Internet give you everything on it. Yeah.
Oh man, so why open a business? You got to look at who want to spend for your business.
Right,
who's searching? Who's looking for your business before you open up that business?
Right,
before you start the
especially
business.
before you put all that money in it.
Especially, So we want to be able to teach people that. And then I'm coming from a standpoint. I did it, so I ain't telling you what I heard. I ain't telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I did. So now you could do the exact same thing, if not more.
If not more, salute on that. And he was talking about the rent and what he paid. That ties into you with the real estate game. The real estate auntie. I know you always said that you think real estate is one of the key components to building wealth.
Absolutely.
And so elaborate on that a little bit. That's through equity, right?
Yes.
And what is your take? 2-part question. That part, and then what do you think about the current real estate market? So how is real estate tied to building wealth?
So real estate is one of the top 3 ways to build wealth. Believe it or not, I have experienced real estate from our market in 2007 and 8 when it went upside down.
And it was at the bottom.
Real estate at that time, a short sale could take 2 or 3 months to actually get the property approved to sell, and then you have to get a check for $2,000-$3,000.
After all that work, that's a lot of work.
And now your MLS fees are due. So, but the thing that we have to realize about real estate is always going to go back to supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
And so the market is always going to be a seller's market or a buyer's market. And so you just keep up with the times and you'll be all right. It's always, somebody might say, well, I gotta wait for the market to change.
You gotta ride it out, man.
Exactly.
You gotta ride it out.
You gotta ride it out because riding it out, you will reap the benefit. Because if I buy my house now, while interest rates are higher, and in let's just say in a year or 2 years or 6 months, the interest rates go down.
Yeah.
You can refinance your home. But the benefit of it is I bought it now, the interest rates are higher. Well, your property value is going
your property
up.
value, right.
And so I'll use myself for example. I bought a house in 2016. 2020, we had the infamous COVID shutdown. But the government was shut down. Interest rates dropped. So the government had to do something by dropping those interest rates to recover, right? What did that do? That called for my real estate to increase in equity. My home I purchased at $279 in 2016. In 2020, it was worth $579.
So it almost doubled in that 4 years.
It did double,
And if I can pause you right there, real estate, we talk about asset classes, is one of the only appreciating asset classes. You know, like it's not going down. The market goes up, but the asset continues to appreciate, right? And so do you think, like, with owning some real estate or having some real estate, you pull the equity out of it and then get into something else, parlay that money into something else?
Yes. One of the things that I teach, I'm going to say young people because sometimes adults we're set in our ways and we're not trying
adults
to
need to
listen.
learn too, though. They need to learn too.
One of the things I said is back when I was coming up, yes, I love the memories of being at my grandparents' house. I still drive to the east side to see the house that my parents brought me up in. But we got to get out of that mindset that we're purchasing a home to have a forever home and have all these great memories. Look, I remember the home that I grew up in, but I also remember the memories that I created in my mom's second home and her third home, right? You create memories wherever you go.
At each residence, right?
And so we got to get out of the mindset that real estate is meant to be your forever home. No, use that first home that you get, that is an investment into your future, into your children's future. Proverbs 13:22 is my foundational scripture when it comes to real estate. It says a wise man leaves an inheritance
for his kids and his kids' kids. And that's what it is. And that's the only thing you can pass on. As you was talking about legacy, being able to pass on something.
Right. You can't pass on a car. You can't pass on the clothes and the jewelry, but you can pass on real estate.
You can pass on a paid house. Can't
you? And people say, oh, you can't even pass that on until you own it. Not true. Even in the event that something happens to you, if you are properly insured, whoever you leave that home to has 1 year to be able to switch that home into their name.
They could take it over or something like that?
Refinance it into,
But you got to have your paperwork straight.
You got to have your paperwork straight. And so we'll be covering that at the conference. So it'll
I'll
be
drop the link in there. I'll drop the link in there too. That's good though. I know real estate is always, done. A lot of people then became millionaires off real estate.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Talk about. I know I was watching one of your talks and you was talking about multiple streams of income, right? And like nobody never told you, and it's so true that it takes multiple energy, to get it going. Why do y'all think that is so important? I mean, I know because you got to have more than one line in the water. Right. And I say even if you have a good job, right? Perfect paying job, it's only one source of income, and the rate that the money comes is kind of fixed. So why do you think multiple streams is important?
Man, I might not be the best person to ask that about, and the only reason I want to say that is because I have a different view. I mean, Marquetta has actually really helped me even in real estate. I didn't have that view of real estate that everybody gotta invest into real estate and this and that. You was talking about having equity in something and pulling down from it. I think art is the best thing to invest in, and then you can pull back out of it. Art, yes.
Well, that's an asset class too.
Yes, indeed. And I think more people, we have to get more into these kind of things too and learn more about different ways to invest in things to pull back out of. After talking to Marquetta, and she's teaching me as well, and that's one of the biggest things about that's something that stops us from growing is because we think we know it all.
We think we know, right?
You have to forever remain a student. I done made multiple millions of dollars, and I'm still a student. I'm still learning.
I think as long as you green, you learning.
That part. But about the multiple streams of income, man, when I began to make my first millions, I have real estate. Well, yeah, I bought real estate. I bought trucking companies, tow truck companies, dealerships, bakeries, boutiques, and all kind of stuff. I created multiple streams of income.
Because if one is not doing good, you got 4 or 5 other ones that's doing something.
But the key is everybody have to be invested. You know, everybody got to be willing to put that work in. I had a phenomenal version of success.
Okay.
Most people fail. Most businesses fail in the first 3 years.
Yeah, they do. They go under.
They go under.
Yeah,
Yes, I made over $1 million my first 3 years.
That's phenomenal.
So a lot of the people I was working with, they expected their growth to be like my growth, or you know, for my growth to be like theirs. And when it wasn't like that, they wasn't willing to put that work in. You know, make that sacrifice and do the things that need to be done for them to be successful. And they couldn't see that. So I personally believe now that a person needs to reinvest into themselves. So make sure that, you know, how they say you got to have a plan B and a plan C and all that. I don't believe that. I believe my plan B was to make sure my plan A succeed.
That's good.
My plan
That's
C
good.
was to make sure my plan A succeed.
Okay.
My plan D was to make sure my plan A succeed. I mean, I put it all on the line.
That's your plan.
That was my plan. I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna make whatever sacrifice. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make this successful. And it was because of that mindset that I believe that I was able to become successful. Because I had opportunities to leave. I remember my grandma telling me, "Baby, just come home. Just come home. Like we'll figure it out." Like I came from a good career, so I had people in the robotics industry still calling me, asking, "Hey, you need
options?"
Yes, I had options. I could have got a good job, $30, $40 an hour, but I had to really zone in and just, you know, block all of that out. And my plan A is going to work, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this work. And I believe we have to do better at that. And I think one of the old things that you just said, and I believe our parents and our elders, they meant well, but they just didn't know.
And that's, you got to look at it, that's where they were at the time.
At the time,
right?
yes.
Nothing wrong with it, but
all.
you got to think what their parents told them.
That part.
So we pushing the information forward, but now within the last 20 years, so much has changed.
Right.
There's people making what I make ain't even putting shoes on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's so much other stuff, you know, going on. But I definitely think that is key.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to ask y'all another question. What do y'all think that, and you said something about, too, the value of vulnerability.
Oh, man. Yes.
The value. Speak on that a little bit, man.
Oh, my goodness. I got chill bumps when you talking about it. Because it's so, nobody talks about the hard stuff, man.
Yeah.
Nobody want to be vulnerable. Everybody, I'm already made it, man. I'm here. I don't need no help. I don't want to talk. None of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what keeps us in the position that we are in.
It kind of hurts us.
It hurts us, yes. Because the whole time, the person that can help us could be right there next to us.
Right.
But instead of being vulnerable and exposing or saying that, hey, I need some help. Or, hey, I don't know about this area. I don't know about real estate. I need some help in that area. Hey, I don't know about podcasting, man. But if you a successful podcaster, you got money. So if you got some money, you might have a good CPA. Hey, man, who do you got for your CPA?
Somebody, right?
Yes. Who do you use for your lawyer, man? Like these the kind of conversations that we have to have, man, to help each other, bro. And that's how we really succeed. Because at higher levels, like right now, this is a free jewel. I learned about trust going to a bank.
Yeah, trust is huge, man. Putting all your assets and everything
in a trust. Yes. But listen how I learned it. I didn't go to the bank in the hood. I went to the bank in Summerlin.
I would have too,
And going to that bank in Summerlin, I'm in the line, and the guy said, "I'm about to move $800,000 from this account to this other trust. Move $300,000 from this trust."
You in line like, hold on, who is that?
What? He moves probably over $2 million in the line.
Yeah, and they play the game different.
Yes.
They play the game different.
And you hear what the words, like the terms I use. He just moved it.
He moved it.
Yes,
he moved it.
He wasn't in there pulling and none of that. He just moved it.
Yeah, he just moved it.
And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? So I waited around. Listen, I apologize. I'm not trying to get in your business, but what's up with this trust, man?
Yeah,
how you doing that?
Yes. Right.
And you got to be humble enough to say, I don't know. Can you help me? Can you teach me something? And the brother, he taught me so much stuff. I call him a brother, and he was a white guy. So I call my brother is by that character.
By that character,
yes,
right. By that character. That's huge.
Yes, our character aligned. And he helped me, and he taught me, and now I have a trust, and now I know
and
how
that's
to
something you
use
can
my
leave to your
trust.
family, and then a lot of the Rockefellers and all them, they play the trust game,
Yes.
yeah, and they families are still eating off trust,
Right.
And I see why.
Yeah.
Once you
Right.
learn the different types of trust, it protects you. It
Right.
protects you from garnishments.
Protects your
it
assets.
protects you. Yes, it
Yeah.
protects your assets.
Yeah,
It protects all kind of things. Child support. It protects you from all kind of different things. So if you're doing it the right way, and if you learning these things, it can stop you. It can stop your demise, or it can add to your success.
Yeah.
But we have to share this type of information.
Yeah,
we
we
got to
do.
share this
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
game.
yeah.
And this is what, the Millionaire Wealth Mindset Conference is about too. Somebody who's been through those struggles, and I had to learn it, man. And being vulnerable again, I had to go through the ups and downs of success, man. It's one organization, they don't even let you into this organization unless you make $1 million, you lose the $1 million, and then you make it again.
Wow,
I said,
that's
oh
a
my
criteria.
God.
That's
Yes.
a criteria.
I was offended by it. I'm like, I ain't gonna lose my money. I'm gonna win it and this and that. But I understand.
Why?
Because when you lose that, your character shows up now.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
Showing who you really are.
Who you
Yeah.
really
Who you
are.
really are,
Indeed.
yeah.
What you willing to do? What you willing to sacrifice
How
for
you
that
gonna
money?
get it back?
How you gonna get it?
Right.
Is it really in you, or was you just lucky?
Yeah,
you see
that's
what I'm
true.
saying? These
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of things is
yeah.
important that like I have a newfound respect for them, for that organization.
Yeah.
And being vulnerable enough to admit it, that, when you lose something and getting it back in the process, and you have to be vulnerable in that aspect and not attach your character or your self-worth with your bank account.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. Yeah. And it's who you become along the way in your journey to building wealth too. I really think so. Yeah, I really think so. And so, hey, phenomenal, man. I could really talk to y'all more. Give us a little bit before we get up out of here. Give us the information on the conference, the date, and all that stuff, and when it's popping off, Mark.
So the conference is January 18th at the Thomas and Mack Center. You can follow us on all social media platforms at Millionaire Wealth Mindset Con, CON.
Okay.
On Facebook, Instagram.
I just
think
posted
we
the
on
link in
TikTok
there
too.
Yeah, I posted
But
the link in there.
yeah, and then you can follow myself, Marquetta Deville, on all social media platforms, and King Jermaine Jones on all social media platforms.
For sure.
So we'll continue to post about the conference, and we're still transparent moment. We're still looking for some powerhouse speakers. We've expanded from 3,200 seats to 18,000 seats.
That's huge.
And
that's huge.
even from 3 breakout rooms, now we have 9 available.
9, okay, so y'all
So,
expanding everything.
Yes. So reach out if you have a specialty that you want to run by myself or King or our
people
team.
in the financial space or the wealth, anything got to do with wealth
Wealth
building.
is mindset.
Okay.
Wealth is one of the things about the breakout rooms is that we're targeting the pain points of that area.
Okay,
And so if it's real estate, we're targeting the 5 pain points of real estate.
That's good.
Why
That's
are you
good.
not getting into it? Same with entrepreneurship,
Okay,
same with
okay.
stock. And same with the mindset platform. We're targeting the pain points, creating activations. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
really wanted to piggyback on that as well too. One of the biggest things for that activation, I really want the customers the people to realize somebody when they come in, they're going to walk away with a free website, a free business plan, a free pitch deck, a free EIN number, a free Dun and Bradstreet number. They're going to walk away with
everything
all of this
to get them in the game.
to get them
Yes.
going
Okay,
immediately.
okay,
When they
good,
walk
get
out
them.
of there, they're going to be ready to open up a business.
On Monday morning.
If they already have
Monday morning.
on Monday,
Right.
right. If they have another business already, we're going to rebrand everything. So
Okay,
we're going to
okay.
pick a lucky customer and let them know that we're going to redo everything if they already got it, and then if they don't have it, they just have the idea. We're going to make it all, and we're going to make it that same
It come
day.
to life.
That's
So
huge,
that's
man.
gonna
That's
be
major.
powerful.
That's going to be a powerhouse
Yes.
day right there.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm about to be in the room. And what day of the week is that? Is that
It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday. So
but-
that next day going to be the parade, right? That
Yes.
Monday, right? Okay,
Yep.
so that's perfect.
Yes.
It falls right in line with
So
that.
we're gonna close out with some entertainment and receptions
Okay.
at the end of the conference. So we're literally there all day, and so ticket sales once it goes live at UNLV, you'll be able to buy certain breakout rooms like
Okay.
We have a church service, so you don't have to feel like you missing church because you came
so you
to
get
the
all
conference.
that. You get all
Right.
that. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Faith and finances. You can't
Part,
beat that, huh?
That's a good one. Yeah, we might coin that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Can't beat that, but absolutely, man. Well, King Jermaine Jones, Marquetta Deville, I appreciate y'all. The Wealth Mindset Conference is coming up, man. If you want to build wealth, learn about wealth, and create legacy for your family, your children, man, y'all need to tap in with them. I got links posted in the show notes. So I appreciate y'all stopping by. We might have to reconvene after the conference and do a recap.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything.
For sure. We might invite you out to the conference.
I'm going to be there. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be there.
Something,
Absolutely, man. I think it'll be a good day, man. So the D.Fos.Podcast, signing off from Gorilla Cross Studios. My man Quan. Appreciate y'all, man. See y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.